NBA tournament. The knockout stage has been set, ladies and gentlemen. And how did we get here? So, those of you who've been paying attention, you already know this. The Milwaukee Bucks defeated the Miami Heat. The Boston Celtics beat down the Chicago Bulls. Brooklyn Nets beat the Toronto Raptors. Cleveland Cavaliers beat down the Atlanta Hawks. Miami Heat had a chance. They were fighting they were fighting their way in group. It was a group B, I think, with the Milwaukee Bucks. Milwaukee Bucks came in there down the South Beach handle business 131 to 124 to take that one. The Boston Celtics was trying to win Group C from the Orlando Magic, who was already 3-1 on the day. Boston Celtics had to put some work in, and they destroyed the Chicago Bulls 124 to 97. Brooklyn tried to do the same thing as they beat the Toronto Raptors by 12 in Group C. Wasn't enough, unfortunately. Cleveland Cavaliers handled business against the Atlanta Hawks, beating them by 23. Keep moving forward to the other side, more games. New York Knicks with a big win over the Charlotte Hornets, 115 to 91. Minnesota Timberwolves get get by OKC. Denver Mavericks. No, the Denver, not Denver, Dallas Mavericks. My bad, tongue tied there. The Dallas Mavericks took care of in-state rival Houston Texans by 6, 121 to 15. Game of the week thus far from the week earlier down in Sacramento. Sacramento edging out the Golden State Warriors 124, 123. That happened a little more in those games. Uh, the Knicks they needed an impressive win and they got it with 115 to 91 win over the Charlotte Hornets. It's the Charlotte Hornets for goodness Christ's sakes. There's nothing to write home about there. All right. Timberwolves, they handled business getting by OKC by 3, 106 to 103. Dallas Mavericks was in a nip and tuck battle with the Houston Rockets, a surprising Houston Rockets, by the way. But they come up with a 6-point victory, 121 to 115. This one right here, the Kings beating the Golden State Warriors. That was a lot on the line for both of these teams. And Golden State was looking prime and good. Okay. Because we're going to dive in this one a little bit more. As you see here, with this over a minute to go before halftime, Golden State was up 72 to 48. 72-48. Kings went on like I think a 7-0 run, and they found themselves down 72 to 56 at halftime. But the second half, ladies and gentlemen, second half, the Kings outscored the Warriors 69 to 51. 69 to 51. The Sacramento Kings, led by De'Aaron Fox, outscored Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors 69 to 51. So they took a 17-point lead, outscored the Golden State Warriors by 18, and that's how you get the 124 to 123 win for the Sacramento Kings, which proves to be a big win for them in this in-season tournament. Because, ladies and gentlemen, here are your final standings of the in-season tournament. The Los Angeles Lakers went undefeated in group play, thus winning West A. The New Orleans Pelicans, by the way, the Dallas Mavericks beating the Houston Rockets, took West B, and then the game that we just talked about between Sacramento and Golden State. Sacramento took Group C from the West with an undefeated record of 4-0. On the East side, Indiana goes 4-0, so they take East A. East B, the Milwaukee Bucks went 4-0. And then in East C, you had a three-way tie between the Boston Celtics, the Orlando Magic, and the Brooklyn Nets. And by point differential, by 5 points, the Boston Celtics took it from the Orlando Magic. But there was supposed to be a wild card slot on each side, right? Well, the Phoenix Suns get it over the Minnesota Timberwolves by the difference of 34 points to 0 point differential. And that's the same thing with the New York Knicks with plus 42 point differential. The next best was Cleveland at 29, Orlando at 22, and Brooklyn at 20. So, ladies and gentlemen, the knockout stage is set for the NBA in-season tournament. the number one team in the West, the Los Angeles Lakers, will be hosting the Phoenix Suns. The Sacramento Kings will host the New Orleans Pelicans. In the East, the Milwaukee Bucks, the top seed, will be hosting the New York Knicks. And the Indiana Pacers will be hosting the Boston Celtics. Those games will take place next week, early next week. And here how it goes. On this coming Monday, December 4th, on TNT, it'll be Boston Celtics at Indiana. And then the nightcap will be the New Orleans Pelicans at the Sacramento Kings. And then Tuesday, December 5th, the New York Knicks face off with the Milwaukee Bucks. And then the Phoenix Suns face off with the Los Angeles Lakers. It's crazy how this tournament is. Fans don't love it. The fans don't love it, especially the whole point differential thing here. Because, like, with Group C in the East, we had three teams at 3-1, and they all beat each other. Okay, Brooklyn beat Orlando, Orlando beat Boston, and Boston beat Brooklyn. So they had to find a tiebreaker, and the tiebreaker is point differential. How good did you look in your games? How bad did you beat your opponents? That's how Boston won the EC group. Okay, that's how that happened. Pretty much the same thing. That's how the New York Knicks and the Phoenix Suns got in as a wild card. Phoenix was beating their opponents by average of 34 points, and Minnesota was even. New York Knicks beating their opponents by plus 42, and everybody else was in the plus 20s. So people still don't care about the in-season tournament. The players do, the coaches do, because if I remember correctly, Joe Mazzulla decided to hack a drum it when they played the Chicago Bulls, and to have the point differential that he needed, which was +5 over the Orlando Magic, as you can see here, 27 and 22. So it's a lot of different opinions on the in-season tournament. It's a lot of crazy things going on, but nevertheless, it is what it is. So far, how the players are reacting to it, how the coaches are coaching, it's been taken seriously from the players' perspective. The fans' perspective, they can care less. Okay, they just want to get to Thanksgiving, enjoy their Thanksgiving, watch some games, and let the run be go until the All Star weekend, and then from there it's playoff push after the All Star weekend. That's how the fans' perspective is. They can care less about the Eastern tournament. There's really nothing meaningful happening. You see this trophy, that's the trophy they playing for, which was that goes to the winning team and some good cash down in Las Vegas, December 7th, December 9th, as you can see. But players taking it serious, so I can't knock them for that. I mean, we'll see if they keep it around next year, what tweaks they'll make to it, anything else. But so far, it's 50-50 right now for the in-season tournament. For as fans and players' perspective, it's 50-50 right now. Players playing hard, fans can care less. But we'll see going forward where it stands at and whatnot. All right, so that's